Could soon see.
Yep, it's live. I can see it's live. Can you see it?
Cool.
All right.
I'm getting some help. Well, welcome to Racism Unfiltered White Women Talk. This is our live show, and we do it every Sunday at 4 Eastern. And I hope that throwing the engineer out. Uh-oh. Come back. You can come back. Sorry. My bad. We have a lot to talk about. How are you, Michelle?
I am good, Kim. I am doing well as can be expected.
Yeah. Let's talk about the purpose of the show. The purpose of our show is to have two white women, that's us, talk about racism in a very real way. No BS here. In fact, none of that. We keep it real here. And the reason we keep it real here is because we're sick and tired of this post-truth era of lies, and we won't be a part of it. Not that I'm speaking for Michelle, but that's how I am. So thank you. I'm so stinking tired of all the lies. And being on here is a way for us to show two white women talking about.
Yes, that refuse to be complicit, that refuse to uphold the patriarchy, that refuse to uphold white supremacy, that is going to call it out on all turns as much as we can.
Yep, we're not doing it. We're not playing the game. We're not living a lie.
No, it's not helping anybody. It is hurting all of us. The empire is declining and we're going with it. And as usual, women need to save the ship.
Yep. So here's the deal. If you want to, we'd love you to, can we go back? I'm using a new format today. And of course, I'm getting a little thrown. Harper, yay, Harper's here. Let me just see here. Oh, goodness. Oh, Jamie, my friend Jamie. No way, that's awesome. My friend Jamie, thanks for being here. Yay, Harper and Jamie. We are here to talk about whatever you, being the audience, want to talk about. So tell us if you have anything in the comments to say. Let us know. We want to talk to you. So please let us know, and we will definitely talk to you and respond to you. And I don't know if you can see comments, probably not.
Well, I logged into my YouTube, so I just said hi to everyone. So then I'll be able to see. Sure.
Yay. Oh, thank you, Harper. Thank you so much for being here. Harper's wonderful. She bought my book and she showed me a picture of it before I even got it. Okay, sorry.
That's awesome. So Jamie asks, did you see how Trump just embraced our nation with Japan, the president of Japan?
Okay, before we talk about that, I'm shoving this book in everyone's face.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, Jamie. Sorry, Jamie. This is my book. I wrote a book. Yay. We'll talk about that later.
Yay, Kim.
I finally got my hands on it. Jamie, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't even see. I cannot see Jamie's comment for some reason. I do not know why.
Yeah, so she was just, or are they?
It's a boy. Yep.
Oh boy. So he was commenting on the Japanese prime minister or president. I think it's the president of Japan. That she was here on a visit, and it was horrific. It was absolutely so embarrassing and so horrific how Trump treated her.
I saw part of that.
Yeah, and just failed to show any respect for this woman and answering questions, and then made a joke about Pearl Harbor. Like the man is really is insane. And yes, we can talk about comments that he makes that hurts people's feelings and that's certainly disrespectful, sure. But the comments that he's making now on True Social, basically saying that Iran, you have 24 hours to open up the Strait of Hormuz, or we are going to destroy your nuclear power. These kind of comments are more insane because they are going to kill millions of people and throw the whole world into global collapse.
It's absolutely insane. The disrespect he showed the prime minister, would you say, of Japan? The
Yeah,
prime,
I want to say
I think it's
if
like
it's a prime
humiliating, making a
minister
joke.
or president.
Yeah, making a joke about we bombed it with like nuclear weapons and disintegrated thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And like, are you kidding me? Like, it's so embarrassing. I
Well,
swear I'm
again,
from
it's
Canada until this
beyond
man leaves.
embarrassing.
It's
It's
horrendous.
actually dangerous. It's very,
Yes,
very
I mean,
dangerous.
right, right. Beyond that, I want to say hi to Michael. I bought 8 copies for family and friends. Yes,
Oh,
my friend
that's
Michael.
awesome.
I know,
That
so
is
freaking
awesome.
cool.
And
You know,
write a review. You have to be on Amazon and
oh,
write a review of
he
your
was
book,
my
right?
first review. He was my first review.
Oh, good, 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 good.
Yeah,
So get
and
all of your 8 family members to also write a review too.
the
Hey,
URL has to be
that's help.
from
That does help on Amazon.
right. Absolutely. And I have a little sneaky program that I'll tell you about what I'm going to try to do. Because, like, apparently Amazon doesn't even care if you read the damn book. They just want you to review it after you read a little bit of it. I didn't realize that. So, anyway, enough about my book. And I am having a little bit of trouble reading the comments because of my eyesight. Don't get me into it, but kind of sad, but it's true. Jamie, I am thrilled you're here. I'm so happy to have you here. Um, so bear with me while I try
Yeah.
to
Did anyone
see.
see the John um what's his name? The British man that does he was on the Daily Show and then he has his own show. John,
Michael knows.
what's his name? Not John Stewart, John Oliver. John Oliver.
Oliver. Gotcha.
John
Yes.
Oliver did his whole show on JD Vance and
Oh,
basically saying that we need to be careful that if Trump is certainly leading us into World War III and complete collapse, but if we could believe it, Vance could be even worse. And
I,
it's so interesting how this man literally came out of nowhere and 10 years ago was hating on Trump, didn't want nothing to do with him, was never a Trumper and this, and then 2 years later, he's totally on board and everything about him is amazing. And it's just sick. I don't know if it's greed that Peter Thiel gave him so much money, or how they brainwash this man, or if he's compromised in some way. They have some type of blackmail on him to be able to say the things that he does. It's there's just so much that I don't know if we'll ever know, right? I always think about when JFK was killed and Robert Kennedy and Martin Luther King, that we don't even know how the CIA was involved and who did what. And I feel like all that stuff is exactly what's happening now. Is that there
oh,
are
I mean,
some complete, yes,
we
scary,
can't trust
scary.
our government. And when you can't trust your government, people do some strange things. And or when you feel you can't trust your government. So that's really very, very rough. And Harper wrote a review, right? And yeah, Harper says he's an idiot. No one said anything to him. He's such a POS. You know what? Here's the thing. I totally hear what you're saying, and part of the problem with all these things that Trump does and Trump people do, and JD Vance and all that, and all his clan is what I like to call him, unfortunately, is I don't see any pushback. I see this all normalized. I don't see people going, "Excuse me, did you just da, da, da,
Well,
wait,
there's
like
a lot of people pushing back, just not anyone in the media because they're all the same people. The media
with
is
the Congress?
owned
I'm
by
Congress.
all of the same people.
I'm waiting for
And
Congress. I'm waiting
Congress is
for
owned by all the same people. I mean,
it's crazy.
again, we can't be looking at any of that. We have to look at the people around us that are speaking out and getting ready to come out on March 28th to No Kings rally in your
Is,
town. Is everyone
right? No
going?
one.
Is
Yeah.
everybody going to
I
attend? Did
hope
you
I
see
hope
all the
everyone's going to tell us in the comments if you're going to attend. Because see, I guess Michelle, I'm going to make your point for you. I hope No one's coming to save us, okay?
Right.
The point is, no one's going to save us. Our Congress isn't going to save us. Apparently, the administration has something on every last one of them. They're afraid to be primaried. They are just, I do not know. They are not doing their job in my mind, in my humble
I don't think we
layperson.
need any more evidence. What else do you need? That they haven't done anything. It's been over a year. This
I
man
mean,
is
yeah,
leading us into devastation, closing hospitals, closing schools, getting rid of the Department of Education, closing child care centers, cutting SNAP benefits, cutting
food.
Social
That's food.
Security, Medicare. I mean, he's destroying this country, and we're just like, oh, well, yeah, can't do nothing.
Yeah, putting us into wars that are, I mean, ludicrous. No reason, no rhyme, no warning. Not telling our allies, not. Oh my God. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I kind of do, but I'm not going to. But yeah, so we don't need any more proof. No one is coming to save us but ourselves, we the people. And that's a tough ask because I think a lot of we the people just think that, things will just work out. And like
Yep.
we said last time, Michelle, people think, well, I'll wait and see what happens. Well, you see, if you wait and see what happens, it's too freaking late.
Right.
So,
Well, again, it was 1964, 65 when the last real upheaval in this country, happened through the civil rights movement and
mhm,
through the assassinations of all those people I mentioned and Malcolm X and Medgar Evers and you know it is white people have never really been engaged and involved thinking that
yeah,
somehow this system and society is just going to work for us and
mhm,
um, you know that's why they wanted to get rid of that saying woke because they don't want us awake. They don't want us to understand that our food supply isn't going to be there. In a year, we could have very, very difficult constraints on food. And again, start learning how to grow food. Start learning how to um, start a mutual aid in your community and start building coalitions locally. That's what the March 28th, the No Kings rally is really about, is to get out and to get to know your neighbors. You should have at least 10, 20 neighbors that you know that are in your area or people that you can call to be able to support you through this. Like, it's so hard because all we've ever done is maybe read about it or listen to stories or the crazy Netflix series
mhm.
and think that none of this, The Handmaid's Tale and all of this, that somehow this is all fiction. But this is all going to happen, and I think that we need to be ready for it. We really do.
Yep, we sure do. Um, Jamie says, hoping Texas goes blue. Texas has been Republican for many years, but it seems like Democrats might win Texas and get rid of Governor Abbott and Ted Cruz. Governor
That
Abbott
would
and Ted
be
Cruz are living nightmare. Let's
amazing.
all pray.
That would be amazing. I almost want to move to Texas just to be able to vote blue.
Exactly. I know. Me too. Me too.
But
Harper says, yes, I truly hope there are hundreds and thousands more than there have been before show up. My community is ready. And Harper is thank you. Harper's amazing. Harper, I don't know if you still do, but Harper was surrounded by red and lots of hate, hate, hate. And she is courageous and bold and so freaking proud to have her as a friend. And Jamie, you're amazing too. I hope if Texas turns towards blue, oh
that would
God,
be
yes.
amazing. But again,
Yeah.
so much damage has already been done. My husband's in
Yeah.
Texas right now. He was
Oh.
talking to a neighbor who is a Trump supporter, and you know, this man has said, I think I made a mistake. I think we're going to be in trouble. He said already so many of the farmers in Texas losing their land have to
Mhm.
sell. He said now, he's getting up there and his wife, needs to go to the doctors. They've closed 3 hospitals in the area and they live in a rural area. It's very
Mhm.
rural. And so
Mhm.
all these hospitals are closing, these farms are closing. Um, it's already hot down there. I mean, it's already 90 degrees today. Um,
Mhm.
so,
Oh
and
wow.
it's March. So, the drought, I don't see any rain in the next,
Climate change. Mhm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that the human nature, I guess it is, or I don't know what it is, would lead us to feel that many, many people cannot have compassion and empathy until it happens to them personally. And that's quite troubling on so many levels, because that's what makes us human. The difference between non-human, like maybe animals who are at like lower, I guess, levels is they have to rely on their instinct only. And they might not have, I don't know if this is proven or not, they might not have the ability to feel something, um, and then not act on it. For example, be afraid of Black people because of propaganda, but say, you know what? I had a Black friend, and when I was little, and they were fine. I have my neighbor's Black. Wait, why am I afraid of Black people? Just because that's media and then think about it and say, you know what? That's ridiculous. I gotta push back on those feelings, because they're not true. They've been fed to me. I inherited this culture. But you see, that's what makes us special. We have the ability to use critical thinking skills and to be logical and to not act on our impulses like just like wild animals. But we're not really doing that. And it's kind of like destroying our whatever's left of our democratic republic. We are buying into the lies, like, and it might seem like a small amount, but it doesn't take much. Um, it doesn't take much. Look what we're doing. Look what we're doing. So it's crazy. March 28th, the uh, march for the No Kings protest is happening all over the country. Michelle and I are putting out a video. Maybe she doesn't know this. Maybe she does. We are putting out a video this week about it, telling all about it. And we would love it if people would spread the word, because we need to have more people going. If it's your first time at a protest, you will do okay. You will do fine. Do not be afraid. You're going to see like-minded people, peaceful people. I've been to a bunch of them. I get a little shy going to them. And this time, guess what I'm doing, Michelle? What? I am being so arrogant as to take little cards and hand them out to people.
I told you to do that.
So. I know you did, and I'm doing it to read, to get my book. If you want to know more about how we got here, this book isn't like, oh, I have all the answers. Oh, hell no, I don't. But it tells the history, our real history, our real racial history, which should be just called history. And it explains our culture. It tells us how we got here in very logical and it's kind of obvious terms. And it's never taught to us. It's not taught to us. It's actually kept from all of us. It's
open up the book. Open up the book. Turn to page 100. What does it say?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Just read the first couple sentences. Okay. Page 100. Tell me what it says.
That's a big ask because I can't see.
Will you put on your glasses or something? What are you going to do?
Well, you know what, Michelle? I got to make a general post. I'm going blind. That's why. They're going to fix me. They're going to fix me, but not till I go really, really blind. So, yeah, I know. Sorry. We keep it real on this show. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So well, I cannot see very well. Nope. Isn't that crazy? It's been, I can't even drive practically. 100. Oh God, I can't see. It's terrible. But yeah, sorry.
I have to, I haven't got my book yet, so I have to get the book. So otherwise I would have read it.
Right. Well, you read a lot of my books.
Now Bob didn't he go on Amazon and put a first couple pages on there?
Yeah, what he did was he's putting, he went on Amazon and he put the first couple, not just pages. I think he put the first 3 chapters in the preface on. So you literally can,
okay, so that's good.
I know you might have put it on if you want to read the book for free, basically, because you just want to see what it's about, I would love that. Or if you can't really afford to get a book because they're so damn expensive, and all that. And I'm telling you, I make like $1 off of each book. It's nothing, but like in the first one I sent from my house, I lost $1 on it because the shipping was so expensive. But I don't even give a shit. I'm just trying to, get the word out. So it's like kind of crazy, but we'll talk about the eye thing later, Michelle. Don't feel it's like stupid crazy.
I hope you're okay. You didn't.
I am okay. I am absolutely okay. Harper, every weekend I'm in Florida and the area's still pretty red. We're making progress. Yesterday,
oh, that's awesome. Yesterday, a MAGA joined on an e-bike flying his flag. Well, okay. Well,
What are you
again,
gonna do?
there's just some pancakes you're never going to flip, and just don't worry about it. Just stay out
Oh,
of their way and keep going. Uh,
that's too funny. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. That's just so funny. Like,
right.
damn. Okay.
No, I get it. I understand. So, what's your rant today? Why don't you start?
Oh, Michael, I will read. What is this thing on there that says King number three, King number two? Do you see this on there on the comments? Michael says everyone should also go to Angry Soccer Mom's website to bring traffic there. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. My friends have been so, including Michelle and Michael and Harper and everybody, Jamie, and just have been so incredibly supportive, and
Well,
so
you're
many more.
doing good work. You're doing good
I
things that
appreciate
we
it.
need.
But
So,
yes, I have two rants today,
okay.
and they're pretty serious rants. I'm gonna go slow, and I want to know what you think. My first one, and how I picked the rants and stuff, I picked them based on Michael, I have no idea about the king thing, but we can work on that.
Uh,
Oh, that's
that's the No Kings rally on March
no King's
28th.
March
Just go
all
to
over the country.
nokings.org or just put in No
Uh,
Kings
it's
uh,
March 28th.
protest.
It's huge.
And then
It's
you just
gonna
put in
be.
your zip code and it'll tell you to sign up and where to go.
Yep, yep. And I'm not even sure which one I'm gonna go to. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I
But
know there's so many of them.
I know it's unbelievable. I'm gonna put out our video, Michelle, after you approve it, and it's like insane how many bubbles and dots there are. It's more and more and more people
Yeah.
are deciding we've had it, and for many different reasons, and it
Right.
includes
Well, and
former
it's
Trump supporters.
still a week away. A lot of shit can happen in the week. I can't even believe what he's done this week. Oh,
Oh,
oh, it's so upsetting. It is
it is.
so maddening.
It, it is. And what I try to do in my rants is I find the thing that kind of pisses me off the most, and I try to bring factual information to light about what's really happening, because there's so much fake news going out, and it's not good, really not good. So today my rant is about um and can you see your screen? Am I covering the screens? Michelle, am I covering the screen? Can you see it or no? Can anybody see me covering the screen, who's watching?
Covering the screen? What do
Covering it, yeah, because this is a new system I'm using today.
Oh
So
no, we
today's,
can just see you. What's interesting
you
is
see
that
me.
it goes back and forth between me and you. If I'm talking, it goes over to me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so
Well,
it's not a split screen.
oh, interesting. Okay, because this is our first time using this, so I hope it's okay. I want to hear some feedback. What I want to talk today about is something I've talked about before, and I hope I don't bore anybody, but this just makes me enraged. Um, it's a rant on ICE detention. I don't know if people are aware, but I'll just start, and you will
Okay.
become aware. A human being was taken suddenly from work, from home, from the outside their school, from the sidewalk, from where they play, from where they do their sports, by agents they might not recognize, often in plain clothes. We all know this, sometimes masked. They're detained quickly and forcefully, handcuffed, put into often unmarked vehicles and taken away. And no one really knows where exactly. And they are essentially disappeared. In that moment, they don't get a full explanation, if they get any. They don't get to argue their case right there. They don't get to call a lawyer. They don't get habeas corpus. They don't even get to know what they're doing wrong. And they're placed in a detention center somewhere where they can't leave. Well, we all kind of know that, right? Okay. But what about they didn't get to say goodbye to their family? They didn't get to tell their family where they're going. They didn't get to prove or disprove their citizenship or explain, say, maybe I'm in the process of becoming a citizen. Maybe I'm a citizen. They do not get to have anyone care. They don't get to see a doctor. They don't have their medicine on them. They don't have, maybe they haven't eaten yet today. You don't know, and no one cares. They're completely dependent on the system that snatches them up and grabs them. Well, you think, yeah, they're probably a bad guy. Well, actually, the statistics are not really playing out that way, that these are like bad guys. But let's just stop right there, because no matter what you believe about immigration, okay, law and order, you got to understand law and order can be done without harming, hurting, taking, disregarding people's human and civil rights. They're not like mutually exclusive. Law and order means you beat the shit out of someone, grab them, snatch them. No, we have human laws that are for people. And the reason we make these laws is because a lot of people don't want to do the right thing. And so, no matter what you believe about immigration, no matter what laws you support, once a human being's in that position, they're entirely under state control. And that means their safety, their health, their life is our collective responsibility. This is not like an option. This is not conditional. It's not based on their paperwork. It's not based on their status as a citizen, becoming a citizen, already a citizen, never going to be a citizen. If someone's sick and they need help, there's no excuses. There's no delays. You can't ignore it. We can't do this. We need to treat them because they can't do anything, right? And if they don't get the care and their symptoms are ignored and their treatment is delayed, they're left to deteriorate and they die. They die from something curable, okay? Before you even find out if they're really an American citizen, if they were on their way to becoming a citizen, if anything, who they are, okay? And this is human failure at the biggest capacity. Like, I don't even know what to say. We need to be honest about this. It's become normalized that we other these people, but these people are humans. And right now, what's happening, I'll just tell you. The truth is, we don't know somebody's entire story. We don't know what they've done, what they haven't done, who they've helped, if they're a good person, if they're a decent person, what their political stance is. But they're human, and that's all we need to know. All right. And the debate on immigration does not stop the minute the debate on humane treatment doesn't stop the minute you capture somebody. And the moment someone's taken and they're held and they're stripped of the ability to care for themselves, their lives are in our hand. And what we do with this responsibility speaks volumes about who we are as a people. And today I learned that there is a financial incentive to let people die in custody. Yes, you heard me right. There is a financial incentive to allow people snatched up off the streets to die in custody. Each center gets a flat rate for medical care, apparently. And I read this from a couple decent sources. So every skipped exam, every prescription not given, every operation that wasn't done, every treatment not done is money they get to keep. And they keep money at the cost of people's lives. And that's like sick as fuck, okay? I'm just saying. And the ACLU found that 95% of the deaths in ICE detention were preventable if medical care had been given. 43 people have died in the last 15 months. That's unconscionable. Profits are up 700%. For profit kidnapping and incarceration. That's what we're doing all over our country. And I don't hear a damn peep. Rant over. Anybody? What say you? I mean, there's a lot going on. I admit there is a lot going on, and it's hard to keep up with everything. But like, oh my God, we're stealing people. And I just have a question. How do you know it's not going to be you next or someone you love? Think you're going to get lucky? I don't know.
Well, and again, going back to what you said about critical thinking, is that we have to think deeper than, we hear all these sound bites about how the amount of immigrants that were allowed into the country, over the course of Biden's presidency. And, you know, we don't really ever get any answers as to why that was allowed. I know that I saw a 60 Minutes episode with a sort of hole in this gate, and all of these Chinese people were just walking through into America through this fence. And the 60 Minutes was just interviewing and just talking about how it was basically set up that all these people could pay a certain amount of money, come in through, fly into Mexico, take a bus, take this, that. I mean, people made tons of money, and all of these people just walked over the border, and who knows what happened and where they went. And, it wasn't just people from China, it was people from all over. And, just a side rant, when we're literally creating more wars in the Middle East where millions of people live, don't be surprised when there's more people that want to get into your country because you are destroying their country in a war.
Right. When we destabilize their country, they have nowhere to go.
Right. That's why people come, right? And again, we're always told, "Come to America, the land of the free," and your huddled masses, and all of this. And so, but again, you're going to allow people in, but then you're not going to have a process, or you have a process, but you don't let people allow to go through the process. I mean, there's so many millions of immigrants who have done the right thing, came in with the right information, went to their hearings, and got arrested and picked up by ICE anyway. And so if we understand that the 13th Amendment still has the clause for slavery, if you are convicted of a crime or if you are incarcerated, understand that that is the loophole that a lot of these very large companies, and there's only 2 or 3 of them that deal with detention centers, deal with prisons, that they are, as you said, making billions and billions of dollars off of immigrants that we are pulling off the streets because
for profit.
Or they're going to make a profit, and they don't care that these people were contributing to society, paying taxes, because they're going to make more money when they're incarcerated. They're going to make money on sending them back to different countries, maybe not even the country that they're even from. And they're going to make a ton of money when they put them in the fields to pick the food that we might have if our fertilizer isn't all gone. And they're not going to pay them anything because slavery is allowed in the 13th Amendment, even though they really don't care about the Constitution anyway. So all of this is legal. All of this is legal. I mean, that's what's so crazy. And then if there's anything that is illegal that the ACLU is trying to stop, that you can't just pick people off, you can't have no warrant, a warrant that isn't signed, you can't hold people without due process, but they're doing it anyway because they don't care. They basically, JD Vance even said it. Whatever. If there's a law, enforce it. Go for it. Try to enforce it. So again, they are running total rampant in this country, taking millions of people, children, families, mothers, grandparents. To your point, people are dying. People are so stressed, are so upset. I mean, these children are writing letters that will just so heartbreaking. And all of this is happening at the same time that we are creating more refugees in other countries for a war that makes no sense and should never have happened, that Israel led us into. And it's just so overwhelming and devastating that all of this is happening. And it is a lot for people to take in and to realize that our tax dollars are going towards this. This is what we are paying for.
We're paying for this. Yeah.
Is asking for 2 billion more or 200 billion more dollars to pay for the war in Iran. And
this administration was chosen and voted for, oh God, based on the fact over and over again that they said, we will not start any wars. We will not have endless wars. We will not do, I mean, what they have broken
lies.
Lies. Yeah. Just called lies. And it's crazy talk. Jamie, airport police are not getting paid, so they are leaving their jobs. So yeah, just like the TSA. God, that's scary. History is repeating itself. Absolutely. And it's having a constituency that is so easily fooled into propaganda is just something else. It's just something else. And that's what we have right now. Enough of us believe absolutely anything we're told. And these are basic things, but they add up, because look where we are right now. Look where we are. So I am going to I'm going to tell everyone today about something that I think a lot of people have heard of, but did you want to say anything more on that, Michelle, before I?
No, no, just if anybody else had any comments
Yeah, I read Jamie's.
happening.
Yeah, and we so appreciate everyone being there. If you before I have a rant that's kind of serious, but before we get into that, and I'd like to know what you think. Before we get into that, I wanted to ask everybody if you believe like we do that it's way past time white folks and white America, steps up to the plate, takes racial responsibility, steps up and starts standing up for our whatever's left of our democratic republic. Um, Please consider subscribing to our channel, watching our videos, send them to your friends. If you have friends that are kind of iffy about this kind of stuff, send them some historical videos, send them some facts, send them my book, a link to my book, send them the first 3 chapters, have them read it, challenge them to read it, see if they'll do it, do something. You don't have to do what I do, you don't have to do what Michelle does, but do something. If everyone does something, maybe we have a chance. It might be too late. I don't know. Maybe we don't have a chance. You tell me. But anyway, my my last rant is kind of a serious one, and it's a strange thing that I thought about for a long time, and I never really knew what it was. In it has to do with propaganda. I'll just give you a big hint. I always say, Kim Jong-un has nothing on America for propaganda. And oh my God, do they have propaganda there? I don't even get started. I used to work for a company that helped people escape from North Korea. I don't know if anybody knew that. I used to be I earned money for a company that what they did was they were on the Chinese border, and anyone, obviously you can't really cross the DMZ without being murdered, but the Chinese border, there are places that some people still try to escape from there. And when they get to China, usually they're taken and trafficked, because they don't really know where they are. They don't speak the language. But what this company did, was it took, had safe houses for them. And it would take the people and try to uh, help them establish citizenship in the US or in South Korea. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, um, the propaganda in America is so built into America that we don't see it. In 1915, the White House, under President Woodrow Wilson, he showed a film. It was supposedly the first film screening ever, of a movie or film. And it was shown. And does anyone know what it was? Does anybody know the name of it? Anybody? Anybody? Well, I'm waiting for somebody to say, because this is something that a lot of people have heard of. It's called Birth of a Nation. Birth of a Nation. And we've all heard that it was shown at the White House, but I don't think a lot of people in our generation know what that was. And so what I wanted to do was find my place right now. Give me 1 second. What I wanted to do was, hang on 1 second. Sorry for the delay. The film was screened at the White House. It wasn't rejected. It wasn't condemned. It was shown. The film was based on this novel written by a guy named Thomas Dixon Jr., a friend of Woodrow Wilson's. And that matters because when something that extreme is validated at the highest level of government, it kind of tells the entire country that it's acceptable, it's the truth. This is how you should think. This is normalized. And at that moment, this helped this video helped fuel the resurrection, resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan and spread those lies nationwide. Now, stay with me for a second because this isn't just history, it's a pattern. And if you look at what's happening right now with the Iran war, we're being given multiple examples of shifting explanations. It's a nuclear threat, it's protection, it's preemptive action, it's the Epstein files. It's, and yet we don't have a clear objective, a plan, a clear ending. We know nothing from a president who promised us that he would never do this kind of thing. So why were we fully entered? Why? How can we get out? Our children are being sent to their death. I mean, like, what the hell? So this is how propaganda works. It's not always obvious lies. It's brought through fear, confusion, changing the narrative, lack of transparency. So let's go back to this 1915 propaganda film, all about fear of Black people, trust of the Klan. Well, here's the thing. Um, the video was unbelievable. The video was about horrendous things. I saw a mini documentary on it, and it basically showed, it was trying to prove to people that now that enslaved human beings were allowed to be free and run around in the South and North, now a white woman can't even walk on the street without being terrified. And it showed all these crazy things that were untrue, that, it showed.
You had white people in blackface, that
Yeah,
white
they
guy
were in blackface. People were in
blackface running after a
right.
white woman to rape her.
Right. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Exactly. It showed things that were just goddamn ludicrous. It showed
This was the
people in.
belief. This was the fear. This was the belief what was happening in that time. The Ku Klux Klan was running rampant, terrorizing Black people, and it was Black people that were the terrorists, right? I mean, really? When white
It was
people are lynching thousands of people, um, again, it's how we are indoctrinated and how we believe things that are not real. We're
it
just a
showed,
very
right.
gullible people because
Yeah.
all
The,
this shit is horrific.
right. The video showed Congress with Black people, white men in blackface, looking like apes, putting their feet up on the table, drinking booze, running around dancing like freaking fools. And this was shown in the White House
Yeah,
by the
soon as it was
President of
released.
the United States. And it was in theaters, apparently, and people saw it and they're like, yeah, I guess that's what's happening. Is we didn't have the internet. We didn't have, I mean, not that, that would have helped since there's so much lies, so many lies being told. But this video, Birth of a Nation, was just ludicrous. And one of the scenes in Birth of a Nation showed these little children picnicking on the edge of a mountain. I don't really get that part, but and they put the picnic blanket, which was white, over them, and a bunch of little Black children came by and saw them and thought it was a ghost and ran. And then the film clips over to the Klan in sheets and things like that, saying this is how we can scare Black. I mean, this is crazy. So I guess my point is of my rant slash discussion is that this kind of propaganda is still happening in different forms. Um, and we're still falling for it. I mean, we're still falling for it. And I don't even know what to say because our Congress seems to be sleeping, or at least he
They're
has
all
something on
complicit.
them.
No one's
What's that?
sleeping. They're all
Com
awake. They're
yeah,
complicit.
complicit. Did you say complicit?
Any excuse. They're all awake. They all know what's going on, and they are making a conscious decision to do nothing, to count their money, to stay in power. Nobody wants to give up their power, even if it destroys America. I mean, that's how insidious, racism is and white supremacy is. It's just, it'll get you to do things that you normally would not do. And
Amazing.
we
You know,
are all, in the next couple weeks, we're going to be shown things that It's going to be in our face, and we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to be ready to deal with it because Iran is not joking. Iran has been waiting for this war for 30 years since Netanyahu said that he wanted Iran. And it is going to be devastating, really, for all of us. And so just try to stay informed, try to read as much as you can on Substack and some other independent, news options. Stay off of CNN and MSNBC and some of the other, even ABC and CBS, NBC. They're just not giving you the information that you need to
There's no
know.
truth tellers. There's no standard public go-to truth tellers.
There is. You just got to go look for them on Substack.
Well,
You have to go look for them on YouTube. There are some, I listen to everything that Jeffrey Sachs says, a professor out of Columbia, who's he's all about diplomacy. He's been working for 50 years all over the world. So definitely look up Professor Sachs, Sachs. He's amazing what he is saying.
Right, and you want to go with the experts in the field. And when I said there aren't places to go for truth tellers, what I mean is there aren't the usual, even MSNBC's watered down, ABC,
Yeah,
and all
no,
these.
yeah.
Normally you'd go to them and think you're going to get some real information. Heather Cox Richardson, she's a wealth of information. Harper, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
There are people who
Yes, she's on
dedicated their
Substack.
entire lives to the study of these very detailed subject matter. We need to go with the expert, not your friends, uncles, brothers, whatever. I'm sorry. They might have an opinion, but they aren't an expert in the field. And
Yeah.
that is so key. Get your facts from experts, academia, people who do research, that's actually like checked by other researchers and looked at and scrutinized and whatnot. Because like President Lincoln once said, I don't remember when he said this, and I'm going to paraphrase. He said, we have to be in love with, not religion as an American, not any one religion, but dedicated and following the Constitution. We have to be obsessed with following the Constitution, not some book or some religion or some anything like that. And we're not. We're not.
I mean, there are a lot of people who are, but unfortunately, our government is not.
Not enough.
This administration is not. And they feel that they can do that because no one's holding them accountable. And I think once we see how many people go out into the streets on March 28th, we will see how powerful we really are. Do not think that your voice does not matter, that you can't do anything, because you can. You can show up, you can make noise, you can have a sign or not have a sign. But again, get with the American people, be able to realize that, we only have each other. As Kim said, no one is going to save us. It's not, we're going to have to understand what's happening and be ready to act if we're physically and emotionally able to be there for your neighbors, to be there for each other. So awesome. Kim, thank you so much.
White folks, step up, and we'll see you on the 28th.
Fun rant, and put out our video for the 28th. Definitely.
I will. I'll get it out there. I promise. Thank you so much for the show.
Thanks,
All right.
Kim.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks everyone. Take care.
See you next Sunday. Bye.